Here we're given a piecewise function, and we're asked to find a couple of one-sided limits, and then ultimately the limit as x approaches negative 19 of that function. So let's start with the first part. We're finding the limit as x approaches negative 19 from the left. Now, if you'll recall what's happening with this piecewise function is we're breaking it up into two pieces. One piece of this function tells us what's happening to the left of x equals negative 19. In other words, when x is less than negative 19. And that's all that we need to answer the first part of this question, because we are asking the question, what happens to this function as we approach x equals negative 19 from the left? So from the left side of negative 19, our function just looks like x squared plus 19. And as x approaches negative 19, we can find what happens to the y value of this function just by plugging that x value into it. Squaring negative 19 gives us positive 361, and then adding 19 to that gives us 380. So our limit as x approaches negative 19 from the left is 380. Now, the other piece of this piecewise function tells us what the function does when x is greater than or equal to negative 19. In other words, what happens on the right side of x equals negative 19. This piece of the function is going to help us find the second limit. The limit as x approaches negative 19 from the right. So from the right side of negative 19, our function just looks like the square root of x plus 19. If we want to know what happens to the y value, as x approaches negative 19, we just plug x equals negative 19 in, and we get the square root of 0, which is just 0. Now that is not an indeterminate form. Indeterminate form would be 0 over 0. So our answer is just 0. The y value of this function approaches 0. Now for the third part of this problem, we need the limit as x approaches negative 19 of the function. Well, this limit doesn't have a plus or a minus on it, so it's a two-sided limit. And this limit only exists if the limit from the left and the limit from the right are equal to each other. And because the limit from the left is 380 and the limit from the right is 0, they do not equal each other. So this final limit does not exist. And we're finished. Okay, I hope to see you tomorrow for the next calculus problem of the day.